What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Skip, aka Skip and Tosh here of the Sacktown Breakdown. Back here to break down another one. Unfortunately, it's not a happy one. Kings fall to the Phoenix Suns 109 104. It was a close one. It was a really, really close one. Um, man, and it wasn't close for a while. It was a really tough loss off of a back to back. Sunday we had a matinee game at 3, and then of course Monday we have this game against the Phoenix Suns at 7, and the back to back continues to bite us in the rear or in the back. Nonetheless, again, this is Skip, aka Skip and Tosh here of the Sacktown Breakdown. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time, welcome to the kingdom. Feel free to like the video to get it to spread. Subscribe if you want to have more conversations around the Sacramento Kings, Stockton Kings, and Kingsguard Gaming, the Kings' official NBA 2K team. Oh, you see the sweatshirt as well. Yeah, the love is real. Shout out to Coach Layton. Shout out to Yusuf Scarves. Man, shout out to the whole squad, man. My mom, that man, Crushy. Shout out to my boy Simo. Shout out to Majestic. Really everyone. Kerry Jr. I appreciate those guys. Always a good time hanging out with them when they're in town and we go to the Kings game. I did not attend this Kings game, and in a way I'm very happy that I didn't because, my goodness, it would have been a real heartbreaker to go. But before we dive into the recap of the unfortunate L that we took, I wanted to take a second to give an official announcement. The sponsors that you often see here on the Sacktown Breakdown, if you watch us live on twitch.tv/Sacktown Breakdown, or if you catch the videos on youtube.com/Sacktown Breakdown, or just search for Sacktown Breakdown on there, you will see that we are sponsored by Tabu Ohana Gaming Chairs. You see the chair right here. It's real. Bet on yourself. Don't apologize. Be yourself. Right there on the chip. Bet on yourself. And there's currently a sale going on right now for Black Friday. You can get yourself up to 45% off select chairs on the website tabuohana.com. That's TABUOHANA.com, and get yourself 45% off if you also use my discount code SKIPTC, SKIPTC. Get yourself an additional $40 off of the chair as well. So if you know a gamer, if you are a gamer, or just someone who needs a nice desk chair, Tabu Ohana got your back. Pull up tabuohana.com, and then when you're ready to check out, on top of your 45% discount, up to 45% discount, get an additional $40 off using the discount code SKIPTC, SKIPTC. And just to let you know how real the love is, y'all seen it before, but here we are again. Bam. Tabu Ohana. Computer booter as well. If you're in the local Sacramento area, if you're looking for a gaming lounge, if you're looking for a repair shop, Computer Booter can take care of you. My man Dave down there is awesome, taking all types of repairs, gaming consoles, electronics, PCs, Macs. Just hit him up, and he can give you an idea of what it might cost. But you're gonna have to go down there, take your device down there. He's a happy, smiling guy, super legit, laid back, positive vibes. He'll take a look at an assessment and give you a better quote on it, and hopefully get you gaming again, get you working again. Or like I said, if you just want to go down there and enter some of the Smash Brothers tournaments, they are locals, they are PG ranked, it is official. So for the Smash Brothers fans out there, I used to compete myself. Make sure you hit up computerbooter.com. Bringing the sponsors back as we also bring back the talk of these Sacramento Kings. Again, unfortunately, taking the L to the Phoenix Suns, 104-109. Let's take a look at the stats. We won't spend too much time on this one because this is a heartbreaker and we don't need to wallow in it. So let's just break it down real quick. Sacramento Kings. It was a difficult game. First quarter, again, we got off to one of those slow starts and we started to pick up, but Phoenix got out and got up early on us. I think it was 12-4. Eventually, we got it up to 7, but ultimately it ended up 34 points in the first quarter for the Phoenix Suns, 28 by the Sacramento Kings. By the way, if you hear a change in my voice, yeah, your boy Skip got a little cold. I'm sick, so please bear with me. I apologize for sounding so raspy on you, but I'm going to do my best with you. Second quarter, 33 by the Phoenix Suns, 36 by the Sacramento Kings, trying to turn things up a little bit, but man, revenge of the third quarter. Phoenix Suns 31, Sacramento Kings 12. And then finally in the fourth quarter, 11 by Phoenix, 28 by the Sacramento Kings. We went on a run. But of course, in the clutch, when it came down to making those key select plays to keep us in the game for the W, we were not able to pull them off, unfortunately. There was lead changes, a total of 8. Games tied a total of 3 times. So it did eventually turn into somewhat of an interesting game. If we take a look at where our Sacramento Kings are now, we are 5-6. We are 1 game under 500. We are currently 10th in the West. We're 6th in the league for points per game at 104.4, but we're 21st in the league in rebounds per game. Currently, we average 44.8, basically 45 rebounds per game. We are middle of the pack at assists per game, 14th, 23.2 assists per game. But opponents points per game, we are 21st in the league, 109 to 103. Excuse me, I had reported back when we were 500. We were our defensive ranking was the 20th. With this game, we've dropped down to the 21st, and our point differential, scoring differential, has also dropped down as well. So with those being so close to each other, numbers wise, it's easy to see why we would either be 6-5, 5-5, or 5-6 right now. The opponent's points per game and our points per game are just too close right now for the averages. If we take a look at the game, also, by the way, Tyrese Halliburton did not play in this game. I repeat, Tyrese Halliburton did not play in this game. Woke up with back stiffness, so he was not a part of the rotation. Buddy Hield did end up starting this game instead. As far as Phoenix Suns, McCall Bridges had 14 points in the game. Jay Crowder had 19. JaVale McGee had 11. D Book had 22. 7 points for Chris Paul. Let's run that back. McCall Bridges had 16. Jay Crowder had 5. JaVale McGee had 6. Devin Booker had 18. Chris Paul had 16. Frank Kaminsky with 10. Cameron Johnson only 2. Cam Payne went off. He had 24. Landry Shamet with 9. And Abdel Nadar with 3. DeAndre Ayton did not play in this game. Neither did Elfrid Payton, who played in the last game against the Sacramento Kings, where we took that W. Harrison Barnes finished the game with 26 points, also had 6 rebounds. Mo Harkless finished the game with no points. Rashad Holmes only had 7. Buddy Hield had 14, below his average currently for right now. De'Aaron Fox did put points on the board with 24. As far as three-pointers is concerned, he only took 1 and he made 1. So that was really good. He was only 7 of 11 from the field. From the charity stripe. From the free throw line, unfortunately, that really hurt us at 63%. Missed some key free throws in the clutch. Alex Lynn did not play very much. He ended up with only 2 points. Terrence Davis came in and gave us 13. It was good to see TD go off. Davion Mitchell came in and gave us a healthy 12. Chimezie Metu in his time had 4. Damian Jones had 4. And Jamias Ramsey played 2 minutes, didn't score a bucket. Marvin Bagley did not play. Tristan Thompson did not play in this game. We're just gonna. This is all right. We are at the point where it is officially time for Purple Microphone Talk. All right, guys. Purple Microphone time. Look. Got me messing up on my transitions. Look, it was not, I repeat, it was not a good game. That start that we got off to, similar to the start in the Pacers game, really, really hurt us. And it killed us. We had to play catch-up, and we are not the type of team to be playing catch-up against better teams, especially teams with better coaches. Even when we did rally back, some of the starters were having a hard time. So some of our bench guys really came in big. And, Davion with the 12 that he came in and brought. TD came in and brought some energy with his 13. The turnovers, let's take a look. Because I forget how many turnovers we had. But let's take a look. So as a team, we ended up with 14, which is about our average, if I remember correctly. But the unforced ones, we got to cut down. I would want to see us cut down on just 2 unforced turnovers per game. It's coming. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. No. That was the Phoenix Suns. Let me go down to our turnovers. I had a feeling we had more turnovers. Yeah, we had 24 turnovers. So we had 10 over our average. And we already know what that's going to do to us. So not protecting the ball enough is always going to come back and bite us, especially if we're having slow starts. I would be more forgiving if those turnovers were contributing to points because we're playing up-tempo, but they weren't. And, as a result of that, we take another L. Not having Tyrese obviously in the starting lineup did hurt us. I felt the more isolation and less ball movement with him not being in there. And then Buddy didn't get to go up against the type of competition that he normally does coming off the bench, so he struggled more because he was going against starting defense instead of second string defense. The attempts were up for Buddy, but he only hit 3 out of 11. So he shot 27% last night. Outside of that, there's something to be said about some of the rotations, but I won't, or some of the lineup, but I won't say much about it because we were down one person. And with Luke Walton not being a great coach, just missing one player alone can easily throw off the rest of the lineup changes and whatnot. So him missing his key piece to our half-court offense that makes us play better half-court offense where more people get involved. I'm only if I know that's a deficiency of Luke Walton, what am I really doing by talking about it too much basically? Anyhow, it was just a tough one, and like I said, it was on a back-to-back. I didn't expect us to get off to that start, and I didn't truly expect us to win the game. But to see how we fought back, it still is encouraging. So in my mind, if we just would have not let the game get out of hand and, not started the game with jumpers, I looked at De'Aaron Fox's – I looked at two things. I looked at the first defensive possession. I looked at the first offensive possession. Leo, I might clip this if you're listening – look back to the very first defensive possession of this game because I was talking about how on the pick and roll, Rashawn Holmes will drop all the way back even though there's not his man did not get past our point guard, so he's not dropping back to box him out for the rebound. He doesn't step up on the ball handler, so they had just a uncontested shot, 8 feet from the rim on the very first play of the game, and that's a terrible way to set off the tone. It's obvious that they're testing out the paint to see what the paint is like at the beginning of the game. And they went in and they said, oh, the paint is free. That's an uncontested shot. It's free. Just go for it, y'all. And that's what they did to us. And then our first offensive possession, once we got the ball back, once we took the ball out and got up court, Fox gets open. And instead of him going at the paint, and I get JaVale McGee was right there, but he had an opportunity to get a little bit closer. But instead, he did a pull-up, one of those pull-up kind of elbow area jumpers. I'm like, Fox, your weakest part of your game is your jumpers. That's the weakest. I repeat, the weakest part of your game is your jumper. Why are you starting out with the weakest part of your game? It doesn't make any sense. Why don't you start out with, drumroll please, the strongest part of your game, finishing at the rim? Why not start off with that? Give us a chance to soften up their defense. Get them in a little bit of foul trouble, or at least give yourself a better opportunity to score the bucket. I don't understand why we start games like that. But I understand that when we start games like that, we end games like this. And then, of course, we have our clutch time, lack of execution. Fox missing 2 free throws in a row at the line. 2 crucial free throws. Other people missing free throws, turning over the ball. We had second and third chance opportunities at times with getting rebounds. Not dropping shots. Like, I'm of the mind, look, the open shot is the best shot, of course, but sometimes we don't oftentimes we don't value the shot clock. If we get a second chance opportunity, if we can use that 14 seconds to get everybody in position again, or at least just call for a screen. Like, it's a lot to ask sometimes, 14 seconds and getting everybody back in position again. But like, if you can call out a play, that'd be nice. Or if you can just call for a screen, that'd be nice. Or if we can pass the ball twice, that'd be nice. If we can do anything to make the defense move and react and second guess so we can take advantage of their reaction time, that'd be nice. But it's like we get those and then we just like chuck up shots. And some of them are good because they're wide open and sometimes they're not. And maybe we just missed a wide open shot. So maybe it's an opportunity. We missed a wide open 3. Maybe it's an opportunity to get a half court 2. Off of some actions. No, our IQ's just not there yet. Or even think about like, hey, is Harrison Barnes on the floor? Like, he knows how to draw fouls and he'll like hit his foul shots for the most part, especially because we need a timely bucket to like, end this drought, to put a kibosh on this run, to not let the game get too far away from us. No, sometimes with this inexperienced team, it's just like, oh, we're just playing basketball. Just put the ball in the hole. But it's not always that simple. It's an NBA game. And that's the thing, is this is not just basketball. This is the NBA game. And it's played a lot more strategically. It's chess, not checkers. And far too often, the Sacramento Kings are playing Chinese checkers. And they're not Chinese checkers. That's too complex for what we're doing. Just straight up playing checkers or playing like marbles or something. Just not playing a high IQ game. And when we're frustrated like this, losing 2 games back to back off of being right after a 2-game winning streak, Sacramento Kings fans may feel this way. Excuse me, Sacramento Kings fan. Siri got alarms going off. She feeling like we feeling. Trust. Anyhow, purple microphone time when things get frustrated like this. Now, I've seen a little bit of King's Twitter, and I want to talk to y'all for a second. King's Twitter. And shout out to my guy Oliver, by the way, who texted me last night. And, of course, we had the obligatory trade for Ben Simmons, even the gaining more popular trade Fox for Ben Simmons. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. You're not going to catch me doing it. You're not going to catch me saying it. Now, I do see the logic and the reasoning. I don't want to, I see the logic and the reasoning that y'all are getting at with this. For the people that give explanations and reason. I'm just going to tell you right now, this is not Chris Webber 2.0. This kid's got a bad attitude and he's selfish, and it's not going to change coming to an organization that's worse than the one that he's already at. It's not going to happen. He treats a franchise that's far better than us and far more prestigious than us like this. You think a prima donna is going to come here and just want to get down with what we got going on? Because what? Because we want them to? Because Sacramento Kings fans see exactly how Ben Simmons can be an asset here. You think he's going to come in and plug into our collective subconscious like he's some sort of mech suit and we're some sort of pilot and we're just going to pilot Ben Simmons into being the perfect piece for the Sacramento Kings, throwing him out there with Holmes and Davion Mitchell and Tyrese Halliburton and Harrison Barnes. And all of a sudden, we're getting into maybe the second, maybe third round of the playoffs next year, with Luke Walton as our coach. Nah, it's not going to happen, y'all. It's not going to happen. Now, could it be less perfect than that and work? maybe. But we're talking about trading a guy who don't want to be in a better place for a guy that wants to be where he is now. That guy don't want to be in a better place, Ben Simmons, and we think he's going to come here and love being here. Ben Simmons is going to get here. He's going to taste losing and instability, and he's going to ask to be traded from here too. He won't be here for more than a year. And what if he doesn't like what we're doing? What if he doesn't like the coach that we hire? What if the coach asks him, just like Brett Brown, hey, can you just shoot just 1 3 a game? I don't care if you make it or you miss it. Can you just shoot it? Please, pretty please, with sugar on top? Oh, no? Okay. I got to call your people now. Hey, I can fine you for being insubordinate. I can sit you down. I can bench you for being insubordinate because you're not doing what I ask you, Ben. Not shooting 1 3 per game. I'm Brett Brown. I'm a better coach than Luke Walton. Will you do that for me, please? Okay, you won't. And then they fire him, and they bring in Doc Rivers. And you see how much better he and Doc are getting along. Come on, man. You think he's going to come here and not be a head case? He's sitting in Philly, and Philly is still doing good. Imagine if we trade De'Aaron Fox for Ben Simmons, and he comes here and he don't want to play, and he don't show up. We're all the way back at the bottom of the garbage can. You want to take that risk? You think Davion Mitchell and Tyrese Halliburton is ready right now to take the Sacramento Kings to where they need to be? Newsflash. They're not ready. First and second year players with a guy who won't shoot to space the floor, a guy who averages, like 14 points, 13 points per game? Yeah. Potential defensive player of the year. Cool. But he's not going to be able to play enough defense on this team, even with him and Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell, and all of them together, they're not going to be able to play enough defense to make up for the lack of offense that they're going to have. Now, would it be that much worse than what we got going on right now? I don't think it'd be that much worse. But it damn sure ain't going to be better. We don't get a lot of talented players in the Sacramento Kings that we draft. And we draft one and you just want to trade them away? After, 7 bad games? 6 bad games? A guy that's not shooting good, but can still give you 24. That's what he averaged 25 last year, and that was shooting. Imagine if Fox made 1 more 3 per game, and if Fox made 2 more free throws per game. Now he's averaging 28 when it averages out. Hey, let's say 29. Let's take away one of the points from one of the 3-pointers, and let's add the 2 free throws. If Fox shoots free throw percentage 8% better and just drops 2 more per game, let's say 12% better. Drops 2 more per game and makes 1 more 3-pointer per game. Just 1. Now he's averaging 29 points. If we tack that on to last season, and once he gets in a groove, and he's starting to get into a groove, and you want to trade him away for someone who got a bad attitude, who quits on his teammates, who won't listen to his coaches, who's a prima donna, who don't work on his game to make his jumper any better than it was before, who also shoots free throws bad, and who will ask for a trade and not show up to training camp? And he did everything that he did it in the East, the easier conference. And he had Joel Embiid to make up for what he doesn't do. And he averages 13 points. He averages basically half as many points as Fox averages. And we want to trade him away for that? What? No, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I hope Monty McNair is smart enough to not do that. And I hope Kings fans stop allowing 15 years of not making it into the playoffs to make us so desperate that we would think of such a silly thing to do. I get why. Our team's been so bad that we're trying to fix it. But there's a reason why De'Aaron Fox is still on our team and Ben Simmons isn't. We're not giving him up. De'Aaron Fox is a more talented player. I'm not going to say not a better NBA player overall yet, but a more talented player and more of a contributing player all around, especially mentally, to a winning team than Ben Simmons will be currently. He has put himself in a very sour place. And there is way too much of a history with him for me to want to take on that head case. I repeat, this is not Chris Webber 2.0. That lightning's not striking twice in Sacramento. All right. It was a purple mic time. I had to bring out the purple mic. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. That's not an attack on anyone who wants Ben Simmons on this team. I'm not saying I would never take Ben Simmons on this team, but I'm not going to trade De'Aaron Fox for him. Marvin Bagley and Buddy Hield, if that would have went down, maybe I wouldn't have felt so sour about it. And I didn't even want to do that deal. Look how bad LeBron James and the Lakers wanted Buddy Hield, and they got Russell Westbrook instead, a far more accomplished player. And you see how much fit matters. You can't just take stats and transfer them. You can't just take production and transfer it. For some people, the way that their game is limited mixed with the mentality that they have, that they bring to the game, isn't always a fit for your team. And Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook are a perfect example of both of those things. Russell Westbrook especially, because we're seeing it in practice. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to Game 11 recap. Sacramento Kings fall to the Phoenix Suns 109-104. Appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. Appreciate all the listeners. Again, if you're looking for a desk chair, a gaming chair, Tabu Ohana got your back. Up to 45% off. Discounts right now. It's the Black Friday sale. TabuOhana.com, TabuOhana.com. If you use my discount code, SKIPTC, SKIPTC, you'll get additional $40 off of your chair. And you can be sitting pretty like me. Look, you can even have a big old logo. You see the logo? Tabu Ohana, Sacred Family. That's what it means. Join the family. We got your back. Computer Booter, if you're in the local Sacramento area looking for a gaming lounge, looking for a repair center for your console, for your Mac, for your PC, any kind of electronics. I took one of my audio devices over to Dave, and he was able to fix that for me. And I was just like, man, this is why you're the man, Dave. So let him know that Skip from the Sacktown Breakdown sent you, and could get yourself 10% off of your repair potentially. Again, let him know that Skip sent you. Thank you so much, everyone. I forget who we're playing next, but I'm not going to preview the game this time around. I'm sick and I went long enough on the purple mic talk, but I will be making some appearances on some of the local Sacramento media outlets, podcasts, YouTube channels, Twitch channels. So make sure you keep an eye out. I'll let you know when that's going down. Had to rearrange some things. I may not make it this week because, of course, you can hear it in my voice. I'm sick, unfortunately, but it will be occurring soon. But more than anything, 10 games down. Expect a first 10 game segment breakdown. So I'm going to break down the first 10 games of the Sacramento Kings season. Expect that video tomorrow. If I'm feeling well enough, I'm already halfway done with the prep for it, with the research. I just got to finish up a few more bits, and then I'll hop on and I'll take y'all through that. And I'm going to break down the Kings season. Every 10 games, we're going to break it down into 10 game segments, dissect it a little bit, and see what we did well, what we could do better, and what adjustments maybe we can make looking forward for the next 10 games. We'll also take a look at the next 10 games and not really do like projections, but just look at the schedule and, basically I'll say if I think we're going to win that game or lose that game. Maybe we'll keep track of it this time around. I didn't do it for the first 10 games, but for the next 72, let's see what we got. Or we're at 11 now, but let's say 72 because I didn't break down these 10. This is your boy Skip, a.k.a. Skip and Tosh here from Sacktown Breakdown. Appreciate y'all so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all next time.